5.
Was that 5? I'm panicking now. Hello, everyone.
It be.
That's actually so much more warning than Ben gives me, and I still froze like a demon. So, we are gathered here again to unite these two. Wait, wrong ceremony. Time for D&D, and we have Sage here tonight, who won't be playing Conrad. He's going to be playing Sprocket or Talik. I'm not actually sure.
I will manage Talik.
Okay.
Sprocket scares me, but
drink.
Sprocket scares children and everyone else. Don't worry. It's normal and natural.
Actually, doesn't Sprocket inspire awe in children now?
That might be.
That's a way of looking at it. No, I want to drill in. Weird. So, last time. Well, actually, tonight, our story begins in Valhalla, where the party has gathered. They have since cleared the local caverns and the apparently sunken vault of Chasar Row. Having cleared it of the evil and rescued both some of their local townsfolk, or at least one, and a small band of refugee gnomes, they returned to the town north. The village, its citizens, the village of Silver Crossing, still as of yet unlocated, or at least undetermined where its citizens are.
I think we kind of know where they are.
Yeah.
There have been some presumptions that they may have been largely lost in the cavern. But
Good word.
tonight is not that kind of night. Tonight, they're going to take a load off, and they've decided to celebrate. And so tonight, they plan a party. So you've all gathered, and you are all at the really nice, almost like a Tudor-esque house. It's a large home, especially for a single gnome. It does not appear to have gnomish proportions, so it's probably not originally built for him. It looks like he purchased it afterwards. A little unusual, in fact, that a gnome would choose what appears to be an elven dwelling. Having rummaged through the house before, you know that the upstairs is equipped with a well-appointed alchemist's lab, while the downstairs is a somewhat opulent living and dining space. But City is having nothing of sitting home and doing nothing. He has been rounding up supplies to celebrate. Gimbal, when last you met, you had gone off, let's see. He had not sent you for cakes. What have you guys gone off to get more of?
As far as Gimbal goes, he is currently hauling meat back to the party.
That's right. That's
butcher.
right. That refreshes my memory on that.
And pierogies.
He's the one. And pierogies, like a bucket of pierogies.
We're not supposed to tell the butcher's wife about that one, though.
What pierogies?
So keep it under wraps.
beer.
So, sometime later, City arrives with Sprocket, and Sprocket is hauling. Sprocket comes with two men traveling on either side of him. One is lugging a large cask with him. The other has a wooden crate, about the size of a large milk crate, I'd say. It's made from twisted wire and wood slats. They both come up, and CD is not with them at the moment. Sprocket, you would know that CD went off apparently to make some other arrangements. And he gave orders and said, and told you all, take all the supplies and throw the event together in a very hand-waved manner. He just told you to do it, and then went off to go tend some other thing.
So, CD went to go do other things, and apparently wants us to throw an event together.
Well,
I
I
brought
think
beer.
we can do that. Oh, we can definitely do that.
What's in the crate?
Not beer, a cask of, ironically, given our conversation before the stream, a cask of cider.
Aha.
Sorry, cider. What's in the crate?
A mess of meats and cheese and some fruits and nuts for charcuterie.
And snacks.
Ah, the Orstörsties.
And actually, I believe Sprocket. Was it Sprocket who went or Talent?
Oh no, it was Talek because he
Yeah,
couldn't
it was
leave
Talek.
the crate.
Right, because he was like, I'm not going to be able to carry any of this. Talek is carrying 2 boxes, which one contains a large cake from a bakery, and the other contains basically a plate of pastries, a very flaky local pastry thing. Stuff with fruit, effectively turnovers.
Turnovers. Well, where might Gimbal, being the self-appointed chef?
That's not in the right order at all. Hold on.
Is going to find the kitchen of CD's place, and we'll just wheel the meat straight in there.
Oh, you
And Gimble's
have
gonna get to
you
work.
have the meat. But he's also the butcher has dragged with you. Apparently, he runs occasional events. He brings what looks like a cart with a large steel cylinder. Like the entire thing is a large steel cylinder, which opens on one side into a huge rotisserie. He's actually used this to haul the pig that he's thrown inside of it, along with everything else. He says, "Where can I set this up to, get this?" And he goes, "Are you going to have the party now?" You should add, it's like 8.
Well, when else would we have it?
Well, this will take some hours to cook, so. I'll get
Like, how
started
long
right
are we
away
talking here?
Like a pig roast? Probably like 3 hours.
What did CD imply would happen? Was he implying
Oh,
that
I'm
we
sorry,
would have this
he's
party
like-
tonight?
I'm sorry. He's, oh. And he goes, "Well, that depends. I just looked up a pig roast, and I was like, that sounds short, actually." He's like, "Normally I'd start it in, the wee hours of the morning, have it ready by the afternoon. If I want it, South Island style, first of all, you're going to have to find me some fruits. But that's going to take all night. And it'd be ready in the morning."
Sounds to me like a wonderful breakfast. Bacon in the morning.
With
He goes,
cider?
"Well, I can start getting this ready, and I got, marinades that I can work with, but you're going to have to hunt down some fruit."
All right, well, I am a man of fruit finding. What do you need?
Especially with that cake.
He goes, sweet hard fruits, apples,
Is there a local purveyor of fruits that I might...
Normally I'd send you to the market, but it's everybody's home, so I don't know.
Where might I... is this stuff grown locally anywhere I can go scavenge?
I'm not going to be able to scavenge anything in town. Let me think. Where are all my D20s? There they are. Yours. My wife does all the produce shopping. I know meat. I don't understand plant.
Well, when do you need the fruits as a part of the smoking process?
Well, it's, the whole roast in an hour.
In an hour?
I mean, yeah.
We have a conundrum on our hands. Is there anything in CD's house?
Good question. Let's rummage through his house. He's in a chair drinking, if I recall.
Oh, is CD back?
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, okay.
When did he arrive? Oh, yeah. He arrived before Gimbal. He left. I forgot that he kind of, ditched everybody and was like, I'm going back. He's actually readying himself to, leave the house again. And he goes, well, let's see. Oh, I normally get him at the market. I don't know. Go to the inn, ask around, see if somebody's drinking there that's selling.
Wait, don't we have some fruits in the, what do you call it? Crate?
I think that's meat and cheese.
There was also fruit and nuts.
Can we peek in the crate? What's in there?
There's fruits and nuts, but it's like raisins or mostly preserved things. And he goes, no, that's not gonna cut it. I'm gonna need I have to fill a pig with it. I'm gonna need baskets of apples.
All right.
Palm fruits if you can manage it. Anything really fleshy and sweet.
Ninda will go looking. We already pulled out a stock of that one inn. Are there any others?
So he goes, see, I'm going downtown. Let me go look. Oh, good Lord. There's the Spotted Cat on the Burr Hollow Inn. Those are the only ones I'd really ever.
What was the name of that inn that we went to when we returned here? Does anybody remember that? I'm sure we were told. Because I want to go there so that I can prove to that guy that we came out victorious in the end, even though we may have, stopped for a moment.
Jess has also informed me that you can stuff a pig with sausage. Although that does not increase the cooking time. Well, necessarily. But.
Well, I think our esteemed cat person over there, Sprinkle, has already been over to Burr Hollow Inn, so shall we take a look at the speckled kitty? What'd you say it was called again?
I'll sprinkle you.
That was pretty good, actually. Which one? The Burr Hollow Inn? The Spotted Cat.
Ah, yes. The Spotted Cat.
Very spotty.
Nah. All right, let's head there.
I'll go with you, lad.
Wonderful. In the Gimbal team, it's amazing.
What could go wrong?
I just imagine.
I made this tiny playlist just for you two.
I guess
not just for you two, but yes.
We have a playlist.
Yeah, this is
I'll
specifically
hang out
called The Party Plans.
I'll hang some bunting.
Talik will hang out too, and Talik is going to just test the cider and make sure that it's safe and drinkable for the other guests.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
All right. Do you have a flagon or glass or anything?
Only what he could pillage from CD's residence.
Oh, well, in that case, you can find something. Surely. I really do not like the table tools in Scrivener. They're really, really bad. I have a table in here, which is that's almost unreadable. Yeah.
Unread
I mean,
table?
he certainly got some. What's that? Your new character just lost levels.
Ah.
All right. There we go. Now I can read about the spotted cat. But you wanted to know about the cider from the Burr Hollow Inn. Right. So the cider, very dry. Very dry cider, not sweet. Yeah, not much else to describe about it, really. It's about as straightforward as cider as it gets.
Well, Talik's just gonna keep on testing it. He's gonna
Talik
need
is?
maybe a glass or two. Yeah.
Well, he finds himself, City's one of those unusual folks who, during when the law got passed down during a fly infestation that all drinks need to be covered, he went a little crazy about that because he just tests flies, and he took advantage of the time to buy proper stein. So Talik's able to find himself a stein really designed for serving to a table and then being poured out to, but for some reason CD seems to own it, and it looks well worn. The glazing has all been worn off of it.
Interesting.
But other than that, it's in good shape. Has a nice pewter top. Keeps the bugs out. Considering it's probably the size of a couple pints, and it'll take you a while to drink, that might be a good thing.
Sprocket will do some assisting in testing, but is mainly looking or scrounging around looking for things to use as decoration. He said to make a party, I'm going to make a party.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Talik observes this and will occasionally prod relatively harmlessly at Sprocket, as I assume he tries to hang things that don't end up very high. Oh wait, he's a tabaxi now. Never mind. He actually can hang things high. Okay, disregard. No prodding is happening.
This Tel Rocco person appears to be on our exact schedules, Jazz. I never get to watch because I'm always streaming. All right. Meanwhile, let's see. Gimbal, CD, who else went off? Just Gimbal, or not? Was it Gimbal who left?
Gimbal,
Yes, I'm getting confused with all the double characters.
Yeah, what is Nala doing?
Yeah,
That's true. Nala has just been observing at this point.
yeah. What did I do last time? I was still trying to remember that. I think I went in and got a beer from City, and that was where we left.
Well, if you're back at the house, let's see. If you're back at the house, because that Talik was pulling the cider back. I think you can either stay there and drink with Sprocket and Talik, or join us at the Spotted Cat to find fruits.
I think Molina was told to get there later, something like that. Yeah, I will stay with Sprocket and Talik. The bird will stay with the two cats while drinking.
Sounds dangerous.
There's no way this could go wrong.
Seems perfectly safe to me.
Yep.
I believe that's what they call democracy.
Yeah.
I believe that's what they call a powder keg.
Wait, basically, don't we actually have two birds and a cat arguing over what's for lunch? Or two cats and a bird, sorry.
Is
The
it two
wonders
cats?
of D&D. It's two cats.
Where's the second cat come from?
Well, tiefling that's sort of cat-shaped.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's totally man.
Right. Yeah, well, just don't get catty on me, okay? Anyways, so then that would mean that Nala, Gimbal,
Ninna and Gimbal.
Nidna, I'm just trying to keep all the names straight, are heading off. All right. So you three are heading off to the Spotted Cat. This is you head south to the southwest town of the building. Takes you some time to get there. Maybe 15, 20-minute walk, something like that. Go down a
Gimbal-
street. Sorry.
I would just like to say that Gimbal is singing something like cooking sea shanties the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine you're walking around with your arms spread wide, your cloak billowing behind you, tasting everything as you pass.
Absolutely.
It's a long, low building you arrive at. Wooden. You'd describe it as sprawling. It has many doors in the front, and what looks like one set of large double doors on one end. You also note that at some point this building has been remodeled, because the wood all looks like in one style, and then there's like a filled-in section, as if part of the building was once open, but has since been, since walls have been put up to enclose the once open area. The ceiling is unusually short, maybe 7 feet tall, something like that. Like the total building, like the roof itself, only goes maybe 10, 15 feet high, even with the high peak. As you enter, the room smells vaguely of coal smoke. There's almost a sooty, like just remnant to the building itself. The floor has been boarded over, but it's more of that newer wood, whereas a huge central chimney has been set up but largely filled in, and brick has all been laid out for a wide middle of the room hearth. Gimbal's there, correct?
That is correct.
This looks like a converted blacksmith shop. Like, this actually looks like where they might have had a forge at one point. Not one for making anything incredible, but it looks like it might have been, they had a farrier station here. They probably actually shod horses here, like in this room at one point. And It's been largely converted, fairly well converted. I was about to say Conrad recognizes, and Conrad's not here. But it's been converted over, and it's been an all right job. It also reeks of being a dwarven blacksmith. Everything that's original is shorter down. Everything's at the right level. Like the hook pegs, right at shoulder length. No reaching up for. There's actually the old bellows is still there, although largely antique. It looks like it's just been kept around for aesthetics more than anything. On one of the walls, as you enter, there is a massive head with a face that's vaguely humanoid, yet a huge cat-like mane on all sides and huge, vicious-looking teeth, which are shaped like an elf's almost, except long, pointed, rather than, flat. Vicious-looking maw, and the eyes are glass orbs with green pupils and long black irises. It's you can't describe it as bad taxidermy because it really gets the point across that it's trying to do. But it's not exactly elegant or lifelike taxidermy either. It definitely looks like a dead stuffed thing.
I bet that made for a mighty feast.
I'm not sure I want to taste that now.
Speaking of feasts, do I taste anything unusual in this bar?
I can't wait to hear that question for the rest of our adventure.
Not beyond the smell, although the bar just, it has a permanent embedded smell of smoke from the forge forever. It's kind of almost comforting, even for someone who's spends all his days as a hermit. It's just like, it just reminds me of home. The parts I didn't hate. When people weren't talking to me. Now, the doors all along the sides, now that you're inside, you can see that they've all been boarded over and nailed shut on the inside. It looks like they were at one point stables, but it's all been cleared out into a massive common room. Everybody there, give me an insight check.
I rolled a mighty 6.
Mightiest number.
So Nala, being there, probably already realized this, but Nala, being who she is kind of more comfortable around this crowd.
I was drinking with the cat.
Yeah, Nala's not there.
That's-
Midna is, and he rolled a 24.
Yeah, we're going to have to be a lot clearer on who's going where.
I'm pretty sure we said a couple times who was going where.
Yeah, and you confused me by talking about the cats when you're going to a place called the Spotted Cat. Anyways, okay. Anyways, so Greshik, what did Gimbal get? Sorry.
A strong 6.
This place seems fine to Gimbal. Gimbal walks right in. Greshik walks in, or Nindo walks in. Makes one look around. And he notes, unlike any other inn that you've ever been to, there's no weapons check. there's no one without their weapons in this bar.
So Gimbal walks in with his halberd just sticking way up off his back, basically.
Thing is, Gimbal kind of fits in. And then it takes extra note that nobody looks twice at Gimbal for being just armed to the teeth and walking up to the bar. It's later in the day, and there is a crowd. So, what are you doing as you get in? And there is a bear of a man in one corner looking down on you all.
If I may ask one question before we proceed, how tall is Nidna?
Oh, I'm like
He's
6'2".
tall.
So you're like almost hitting your head on the ceiling.
And remember, I have crazy
Do
horns.
you have a
too.
helmet? Well, yeah,
I
I
don't have
presume
helmet.
the crazy.
I
I
can't
presume the
actually wear a
horns
helmet.
counted into that 6'2", since you can't, like, duck. Like, I presume that's your maximum height.
Are the horns part of the maximum height?
They better be, or you're going to have problems in your life at some point.
Because I'm pretty sure I was 6'2" before I came up with the horns thing. It's up to you. You're the GM.
Well, I'm going to say that you're measured from the tops of your horns.
I'm a much shorter dragonborn than I thought I was. But okay.
I don't know. How your horns are crazy. I think you appear huge still. I don't know. Because otherwise you're 8 foot tall and you don't fit in structure.
Yeah,
There is that.
that's true.
How much do you want to sacrifice to roleplaying?
Because I will roll the bludgeoning of you hitting your horns all the time if we have to do that.
Okay.
Like doors,
Yeah.
Yeah,
doors
yeah,
would
I mean-
suck.
That's like, yeah, rolling every time you walk through a door.
Yeah.
Not that he would be not used to it. You can just ask my Uncle John. But, all that said, he's still plenty tall and can see over most of this crowd. There's a lot of dwarves in this particular bar, but there's a lot of, let's just say this bar is real close to the docks. There's a lot of out-of-towners in this bar.
Have we ever seen a more wretched hive of scum and villainy?
Today? No. Ever? That depends on who you are. Is Talik here? I don't think so.
Nope, Talik and Sprocket are back at CD's house.
That's what I figured.
All right. Well, I'm gonna walk right up to the bar and
I'll follow you.
catch the eye of the attending tender of bars. And give
Bartender
the
is
most
an
manly
old-
nod.
The bartender turns to look back with her one good eye. The other one's scarred and as clearly blind, whited out. She looks at you and gives you a nod and smiles with her both the teeth. Says, "Minute." Goes, and she looks like she's settling up something. And client starts to give her guff. And she goes, "Pay up." All right. And he starts to, and she pulls a club from out behind it and smacks him across the face. Goes, "Pay up."
It's
goes
a
for
lass
his
after my
sword.
own heart.
He goes for his sword and she pulls a hand crossbow out from behind the bar and levels it and goes, "Pay up and get out." And he does. And he does. She walks over and goes, "Well, what can I do for you?" And she starts just getting out copper. Well, it's like a tin mug. He goes,
Uh,
ooh.
Well, I'll take a stein of the house ale, and then I've got something else I had a question for you about.
All right.
And
She pours it.
Gimbal, not being one to put himself in a needless danger, will. How much do I owe you for the ale?
And she goes, just one ale.
You having one too, there, lad? And he looks up at Nina.
She grabs the cup and just starts to go for it.
No. I'm fine. We have so much cider back at.
Pour a
Fair.
second one. That's two for me.
All right then. Always love a dwarf. With my... So, what?
He's looking around the room a little nervous.
Now,
You,
lass.
oh, calm down. No one's died in here, Jay. What are you looking for from old Nelly?
Well, we're in a bit of a bind, you see. We're trying to stuff a pig for a roast we're having in a couple hours.
Oh,
And we're all but out of fruits to stuff it with.
oh, I see. Well, if you've already got cider, I imagine that you've already been up to the inn. No luck there, then. All right. Jumbo doesn't keep the fine quality goods. And please give me a perception check.
All right. A 12.
You note that there's like a low rolling chuckle that rolls through the patrons. Some of them who are standing at the fine quality goods. She goes, so stuff a pig. You're looking for herbs? You're looking for second pig? You're looking for, I don't have that. Talk to the butcher. What are you looking to stuff the pig with?
Fruits mostly, like apples.
Well, yeah. Can't get apples when
maybe
1,000 yards at the
potatoes.
end. Damn idiot turns into cider no matter what he does. He goes, all right. Well, I can surely get you with, well, you need to stuff a pig. I assume you'll need a barrel or two.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll wheel that right out for you.
How much are we talking here? And would you mind if I inspected the goods first?
She goes, no, of course not. Let me just go into the back and get it. We can talk price when I get out.
What a lovely
Take me a bit to
lass.
get out, and maybe you'll have finished your drink and need another one. And she goes to the back. Rob?
Gimba will just down both of those beers if he has time to do so.
Keep an
Like,
eye
they're
on
gone.
everybody else. Make sure they don't go thirsty or go. And she's off for a little while. And Gimbal's feeling fine. Seems right. And Nina,
I like this place.
you feel distinctly in the wrong bar at the wrong time for the wrong reason.
Yep. Ninja feels very out of place. He's used to feeling out of place, but he feels especially out of place.
Yeah, this is the look around. This guy's missing a lip. That guy's missing half his nose. That guy's got a hook for a hand, except it's not like a standard hook. It's sharpened.
Oh, fantastic.
This is the hook you take off at night because you'll impale yourself in your sleep. Hook. Like, it's got a hook and it's got a point.
This is wonderful. Din is really enjoying this place. He's not sitting down.
So few minutes pass and she they're smaller barrels, you'll note. So she can stack 2 of them on a dolly and brings them over. She says, all right. And this huge bear of a bouncer comes over and helps her stabilize them and put them down and kind of gives you an eye as he does. And she goes, well, I think, well, that's an awful lot of apples. Probably 10 gold for the lot.
I'll take a look at those apples.
Gimbal,
Oh, of course.
I asked,
Pops the top off the.
how do they
Top off.
taste?
Yes. So first, observable with the visual eye. How do they appear to one trained in the arts of dwarvish cooking, such as myself?
Grabbing an apple off the top. Give me an investigation.
13.
Yeah, grabbing them off the top, they seem fine. Smallish, but it's not a problem if you're not buying apple per se. They're sort of mottled red green, not particularly appealing to the eye, but you're cooking with them, so maybe that doesn't matter.
Now, what do I taste?
You bite into them and you taste apple. They seem fine. They're not particularly sweet. They're firm. They cook well. So what you're using them for, they're fine.
If I may so endeavor, with my wonderful tasting cape, do I detect any whiffs of rotten apple in any of these barrels?
As you lean in, you eat this, you go over, and it tastes both good and there's a sourness. There's something else to this. Like the apple you ate tastes fine, everything like that. But the barrel as a whole does not. Also, I never in my life thought this would be a useful item.
Only for Gimbal.
I taste the room for danger.
Yes. If that's not the rest of our future, I will be sorely disappointed.
She goes, well, that's 10 gold. Take it or leave it.
And Gimbal looks at Nidna with a quizzical face. But because it's Gimbal, it just sort of looks like he's a crazed madman. And looks back and says, I think we'll leave it.
She goes, oh, well, all right. Are you actually just going to leave it? Like, is this an attempt at bluffing, is my question. Gibble is not sure.
I'm thinking about this because this is obviously a somewhat tricky situation. In his best attempt not to offend the sweet lass. I'm afraid we need something a bit more right off the tree for the roast we're having tonight.
Oh, she goes, oh, of course. Well, that'll cost a bit more, but I can get you some of the newer, just delivered barrels, if you'd like. He goes, but my back. George, could you go take care of this? He goes, sure.
Before you do, though, what are you charging for the newer stock?
He goes, "Oh well, I mean it's newer. I like to rotate out my stock, so I'd probably say 15 gold for 2 barrels."
And let me ask an out-of-character question.
Sure.
I assume this is disgustingly expensive for a...
I like to think of gold in terms of a gold pack being worth $10. Like that gives me a good sense of how much it costs. It's not insane, but for I'm buying bulk food from an inn, it kind of makes sense.
All right.
It's like, yeah, it is, and it's an inn. Like, if you went in and bought liquor from the bar in a bottle, they're going to charge you what they're going to try and sell it for. So, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Gimbal went and purchased some cooking utensils earlier. He may well have been in the vicinity of the market. Might he have noted what the cost, what average costs for apples would have been for this quantity?
Give me a general intelligence check, and I'll allow you to put your proficiency on this for your cooking proficiency.
That would be a 10.
This seems like double normal. Like this seems double market price.
Yeah, but that's sort of normal since we're buying it from an inn and not from a grocer.
Right.
Right.
Now, the first batch, given what you tasted, was like a 10 times. If these are actually good apples you're getting, it's like double.
Now, you're saying the 10 gold would be double, or the 15?
The 15. The 15 is probably
Okay.
double. But for a barrel of quite possibly many rotted to mildewy, wormy apples, if you paid a gold for it, you might be paying too much normally.
Well, let's check out the other stock then.
We only really need 1 barrel.
Oh, do we?
It's just a pig. Well, never mind.
DM, what say you?
They're not like man-sized barrels. These are like maybe half keg size. You might need 2 because you're also they're small apples. You're gonna lose a lot to coring.
Yeah. Okay, I take that back.
All right, let's check out the other stock.
Though Gimbal also knows he can probably turn the cores into some kind of something. Like, he can turn the cores into applesauce. He's made food out of things that are less food than apple cores.
Gimbal has become at
I can make a
least
pie.
somewhat aware that people aren't always appreciative of the ingredients he uses.
Yes. I like to think Gimbal's come up with a showmanship of, like, still sounding bad. Like, yes, I made it from apple cores, but that's the good ingredient, but it's the ones he mentions, so they don't get suspicious of why they're all the nice things.
If I seem to recall correctly, didn't Gimbal at one point make food out of vomit?
I don't choose to remember that.
I don't think so.
Or did we all just vomit?
I carried a... that was an item I had once, but I don't think I used it in any cooking.
Oh, okay.
And I'm pretty sure it was snot.
There was something with you cooking vomit.
So we'll wait on the other barrels. While he's waiting, Gimbal will look around. Are there any tavern games like darts or anything like that? Just curious.
Hold on. Wait. Do I have a table for that? I bet I have a table for that. Never get to use the table.
Do you voice that you're looking
Uh-oh.
at Cavern
No,
Gate?
The chart.
I'm just looking
The
around.
chart.
I'll just fair warn y'all that stream included that I'm running the stream and I just heard very loud thunder outside my room. So if the stream suddenly drops, it could be that I lost power.
Okay, sorry. Time for my favorite. Ah, yes. It's my book of the best tables. There.
It's not a chart. It's a book of charts.
It is a book of charts.
Fear.
I have the I search the body table. I always forget about that. Taverns and games table. Perfect. Games. D20. Oh Lord, this bar of course has a game of Devil's Wheel.
What on earth is that? I should probably just look this up.
Do either of you have a criminal background?
No, definitely not.
I am a cleric from a leper colony.
Okay, in which case, I'm gonna need an intelligence check for you to both recognize what Devil's Wheel is and that it's being played.
I rolled a 17.
And I rolled a 7.
Ninda has no idea. He was a good boy. Gimbal was a rotten youth and has a troubled childhood, apparently. Or at least they played some version in his hometown. Devil's Wheel is a contest where you spin a wheel. It has names of various common objects. Purse, shoe, knife, etc. Things like that. The game is spin the wheel, take 3 shots, leave the bar, come back within 10 minutes with that item. One witness from the opposing team follows you. Well, 2 witnesses, one from each team, follows you to make sure that it was in fact stolen.
That's awesome.
So there's a game of Devil's Wheel going on. There's a more typical game of basically almost indoor shot put, almost. Underhanded tossing a ball. You have to stand at a certain point and there's a bar across that you have to like throw under. And it's positioned such that it meets about middle of your forearm. And you're supposed to end with your arm against that bar, so you can't get in a full swing. But it is almost sort of like an indoor bocce ball. It involves